and liftoff.
Thanks for joining us. I'm here today with our Chief Revenue Officer, Eric von Eckartsberg, and we're going to talk a bit more about the business side of KLEOS. What kind of those geographic regions in roadmap, where are we looking to cover?
So our initial focus is going to be an area of the South China Sea, and one of the great advantages of RF surveillance is that we can cover very wide areas. So we're looking initially to provide data of an area covering roughly 4 million square kilometers. And if you compare that to other forms of surveillance, other ways of looking at the globe, imagery, SAR, aerial collect, those can collect data over a very narrow area. RF surveillance allows us to cover very broad swaths of the globe at once. So 4 million squares of the South China Sea. After a month or so, we're going to be providing data over other areas. As we launch new clusters, we'll be opening up other areas of the globe. And so one of the advantages of having multiple clusters using polar orbits as well as equatorial orbits like we are, we're going to be able to look at any part of the globe. So as customer requirements come in for new areas, we get new satellites up, we'll be able to respond by opening up new AOIs.
Over those AOIs, whether it's South China Sea, off of Latin America, when you're talking to customers, what are the main use cases that you're hearing so far?
The main use cases really revolve around two general areas. One is tipping and queuing, and one is kind of pattern of life. Mm-hmm. So a lot of customers want to identify hidden activity, illicit activity. They may have data sets coming in from AIS on ships. They may have imagery, other sources of data. They're looking for another way to identify ships and other activity that doesn't fit the pattern, right? So ships that may turn off their AIS, they may be spoofing AIS, or just may not have AIS at all. Other activity that's out of the norm. So the use cases primarily we're talking about with customers now are maritime, since we are focusing our initial collection on over the oceans. And that includes national security requirements, drugs, smuggling, narcotics, things like that, proliferation, regulatory issues such as fisheries control, border control. And then we are hearing about terrestrial land-based requirements from other customers, but we'll be looking into those later.
When you mentioned the patterns of life, where we also differentiate and is really powerful for us, is that we will be downlinking every piece of data that we get. There's no onboard processing. So when we start to launch more and more clusters, that archive is going to become incredibly robust and powerful to look at those patterns of life, identifying anomalous activity and things like that, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. And if you're interested in learning more, please visit us at kleos.space. And we encourage you to sign up for a data evaluation.